let's say you were 2 years into your relationship and you had to assemble your own flowers.
She wouldn't care.
I don't know. I'm just not that kind of person.
Alex is
an
happy she
impossible
gets a gift
question
at
to
all.
answer.
Yeah, I am
That's
not
an
a
impossible question. I don't know why I asked it.
I'm like, you can't ask me that because I generally don't like receiving. I like giving.
Are there...
Shut the fuck up, Brett.
Oh, boy.
Mic drop.
See you later.
Bye.
$1 million, but when you climax,
Oh, God.
Oh.
I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
you barf in your mouth.
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies, be warned. Brett may puke on you.
He's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or-
let's
okay.
do it right now.
What?
Let's use this
Go
scenario.
ahead.
Let's do it right
So Alex and I
now.
watched Black Mirror. It
We
came
binged
out.
it.
Came
You
out
don't
last
binge
week.
it.
Do you not consider 3 hours binging?
No, I said on the precast, I'm saying it now, to be binge-worthy, I think has to be at least 5. Binging is not about length of time, I think. It's about number of individual things.
I think it's about a season,
How many episodes is binge watching?
Well,
According
we
to
just asked him.
according to Google.
a survey conducted by Netflix in February 2014. They need
That's
to redo
5
this.
years ago.
They need to redo
Yeah.
this.
Before
Nope.
binging really
This
took
is,
off.
yeah. It says 73% of people define binge watching as watching between 2 to 6 episodes. 2?
2? No.
No.
No. Okay. I think.
This just rendered itself irrelevant.
It did. That was a very dumb.
Throw your phone.
It was very subtle. Throw your phone.
I just got a Charlie horse in my thigh.
Oh shoot!
I
You
thought
okay?
You were gonna fart or
Do
something.
you need something?
Hey, where's your Charlie
Just give me
horse?
time. It's on the bottom of this thigh.
Hey, you can do this. Put your foot out. Put your
I
foot
can't.
Out. Do it.
No.
Put your
Oh shoot!
Ah! Put it out. Now flex your foot up like your toes towards the ceiling. It looks like you're trying to take a shit.
What do you need to
Well, I
do?
don't want it to look like
What do you
that.
want to do?
I'm trying to put my foot over there.
Give me your
Help me. My back's to the camera.
No, you're fine.
Ridiculous.
You're fine. You're okay.
It's
You're okay.
ridiculous.
You're okay. You're
Let's do some
I'm doing some friggin' Christmas trivia.
live and you're talking
We're
about-
live right
oh,
now.
oops. I didn't even know we were going live.
I don't know why Brett's laughing his ass off.
Josh is trying to cross his legs without his balls showing on YouTube.
I
right
don't.
now.
What? No, I said that later. He started laughing before that.
He's laughing about you saying Snickers, fuck off.
Oh,
He just thought it was the funniest thing in the world. I'm like, that's like a common thing in our house.
Okay. I yell at my animals.
I don't know. I mean, I would too, but I just wasn't expecting it.
Oh.
Man, Snickers, fuck off.
Welcome back to the PTOUnlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
Alex.
This is episode 243.
Yeah, a day after our regularly scheduled snow is really bad out here.
Yeah, it started.
You said day after our regularly scheduled snow
But regularly scheduled
day.
day.
Anyway.
show.
Yeah. Okay.
It started.
Snow.
We're good.
It started yesterday.
Yep.
And it kind of stopped early afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even late morning, early afternoon. Then it started up again at mid-afternoon, and it went on and on until this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Alex and I went to the grocery store. Actually, no. We were like, oh, let's go to Target when it's not really like that crazy out. And it was insane, actually.
Yeah. It was insane.
People were just driving maniacs.
That was yesterday.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm glad we went yesterday.
Oh, absolutely. We needed to go. And if we had not gone yesterday, we'd be screwed today. So,
Mhm.
but we grabbed more than the essentials. Actually, we're like, oh, this and this. I started thinking about Dumb and Dumber. Just to grab the essentials.
Essentials and a huge case of beer and a paddle ball.
Yeah.
Yep, and a Porto Mag at the end. So, yeah, we are live here on YouTube. And how was your week, actually? You have anything else going on during the week other than work?
I don't think so.
No.
If I did, I've forgotten about it.
Well, I'll just let the cat out of the bag for me. I lost my job on Friday. My position was being dissolved from the company.
Saying so, you didn't lose your job.
That's why I keep trying to tell him. He keeps saying I lost my job or
Well, I
I
don't
got
have it
fired,
anymore.
and I'm like, that's not what you say. You got laid off.
It
Yeah.
wasn't It wasn't because of you.
Yes, or yes, I'm agreeing
Agreed.
to that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah.
You didn't lose your job. You got laid off.
Yeah. So it's like 7 years. You think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
Kinda
that
just-
was very
What,
surprising.
you were there for 7 years.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know it'd been that long.
Yeah,
December
it's the longest I
2013.
think both of us have stayed at one place.
Yes.
Wasn't the same position though.
No, but same company.
That's how he got hired in, though.
I remember.
Was for graphic
Remember
design.
when you were selling
Selling the
on
vape
the
stuff.
floor? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was
yep.
doing that before, but on the that it was like half job. It was like half graphic design, half behind the counter.
Yeah, so there's some other options available for me around the area that I've looked into, and I've got a few family members and friends reaching out saying there's availability of things. So I appreciate all that, but I've got a little bit of time. That's good, at least.
You know, I've always believed, and I actually was told it when I was younger, and I was naive enough to think it can't be that simple. But the older you get, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yes.
Yeah, networking at that point. Yeah, you got to make sure you don't burn the bridges.
Right.
Mhm.
That's some of the stuff that I've always noticed in the business area is that people who burn their bridges, they screw themselves
Well,
over.
honestly,
No, trust me. You burn your bridges in our field.
the last
Someone's gonna hear about it.
the
Right,
last 3 jobs I've had were not solely because of people I knew, but that's how I got the interview.
Yeah, mainly because they could vouch for you and they had a
Exactly.
good reputation themselves.
You know, I'm pretty proud of myself.
Yeah.
I've only had to do that once.
Hmm.
I mean,
My very,
It's-
very first I want to say
it's not a
government thing.
derogatory thing.
No,
you
but
just made it sound like that.
no, I'm trying to say like it's easier if you know somebody
I
versus
totally
like just
agree.
like straight off the street like stranger.
Well, I got you a job, Josh, back in
You did.
the day.
Mm-hmm. You did. You did.
Which, not really. It was really just a, hey, I vouched for you kind of thing. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, my very first job as when I worked at the Mexican food restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and did bussing in.
Well, yeah, but
And
you were
my
How
uncle
old
was
were you?
the manager.
you were
I was-
14, 13?
No, I had to be 16.
16.
Yeah,
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was 16.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so it's.
I literally sat down to do like
Well-
I got all dressed up because my mom was taking me to an interview.
Mm-hmm.
An interview and
Right.
obviously because my uncle was a manager he couldn't interview me, so it was like the secondary manager
Mm-hmm.
and who was also super super close friends with my family.
Yeah.
And I thought I was actually doing an interview, and I sat down and she just kind of like, I was nervous and my mom just waited out in the car. This is my first interview, and
Was it actually an interview though? Was it actually a?
yes and no. She asked me a couple questions, and then I was just sitting there all quiet, like tapping my feet, and then she was getting a busing position. And,
You had to act out professional.
I was just acting like all nice and stuff, and then she was like, "All right, well, we're gonna start you on this and this and this." I'm like, "So I got the job," and she just laughed, and she's like, "Are you kidding?" And I was like,
Think about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
She's like, "Yes, you got the job like a week ago."
Yeah.
I'm like, she's like, "We're literally just putting your schedule together
well,
today."
Your
Yeah. Right.
interview was just a
Official,
technicality.
unofficial interview.
It's a
Right.
technicality.
Mhm.
Yes. I was
That's
like,
kinda-
"Oh, okay."
Kind of how it was when I got my first job. It was basically just like who you knew. My mother worked for the company, and so I got my first
Josh.
summer job.
Josh,
Yeah.
you act.
What?
You got your first job in a town of 700 people.
It's still a job.
I know, but I'm saying
I'm still making money. What are you talking
everyone
about?
knew who you were.
I didn't know them. How am I supposed to know whether or not they knew me?
Everyone knew you.
Yeah.
Well,
The moment you were a new family from out of state
Yeah. Okay.
moving into the middle of nowhere, everyone knew you.
Think you're embellishing it a
No,
little bit.
I'm not, because when I moved there,
Yeah.
like the first week you went to work and I was home in South Dakota, I went to walk Layla around the block and I had 3 or 4 people stop me. "Oh, you must be blah blah blah's fiance, blah, 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 and I had no idea who these people were, and they already knew about me.
Word travels fast.
Yep.
Small communities.
There's nothing else left for them to do but to do
That's
that.
what I'm trying to prove.
Well, okay. But
Everyone knew you.
it's still.
Oh, don't make sure you hire Josh.
Yeah. Okay. Is that how you think I got out of my
Yes.
speeding tickets then too?
Yes.
Because
Want to know why? Because
Yeah.
the same freaking policeman pulled you over 3 times in a row, and 2 out of those 3 times I was in the car. The last time, Josh was speeding,
I was.
and it was dark, and it was raining, and it was cold. So he
We
rolls.
told this story.
He rolls down
1,000
the window,
times,
and the cop doesn't even. Josh just goes like this, hands him his ID. He knows exactly what cop it is, and he's just like, you just hear the cop go, Josh.
Mhm. Remember that?
And then he shines the flashlight on the road and goes, you see that? That's ice. Slow it down, and hands him back his ID. He'd been pulled over like 3 times in 6 months.
I really was.
No, but who got a ticket the first time they ever got pulled over?
The one who was probably speeding a lot more, like you. So, moving on. Yeah.
Why did you do that to your nose?
Alex got a nose piercing.
Why?
Yes.
Because
your friend did.
No,
Uh,
actually.
don't answer for me.
Okay.
That means yes.
Part
I'll
of
mute
it.
myself today.
Part of it, yes. Her and I both kind of talked about it, and then she got hers done
She got hers done like
6 months ago.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready, so she went and got hers done.
You were going to go, but
I was gonna go, and I just decided not to. And then Josh has been like, "Oh, you should totally get it done. You should totally get it done." The more and more I looked at it, I'm like, "Okay, I'll go and get it done." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not really sure if I'll be able to hide it." Well, then I talked to a whole bunch of people that have it done, and you literally do this. Look,
it's gone.
it's gone. So yeah,
That's
now it's
gross.
gonna look like I'm picking my nose.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
Well,
I love it
like
though.
I like it.
I love
I
it.
don't mind the side ones, but I do not like that middle one.
Well, okay, so the one thing I'm over here like trying to get this. out of
Alex
my
is picking
nose.
your boogers.
I'm picking my metal boogers. So the one
Are you
thing.
panicking right now?
No, I know how to get it
Just
out.
go really hard.
No, so what I can't wait to do though is I'm
Blow
not.
your nose?
No, shut up. I'm not. So for the people that can't see it, like I got my septum pierced, and I have a bull ring in, because that's the easy one to push back, and then I don't have to take it out. I can just push it up into my nose. But I'm not a huge fan of this. I don't want to say type of piercing, but this ring. Like I like the really small circles with like the gem in it. That's what I think is like cute.
Mm.
The other thing too is it's not like I
Showing
got
my
like
age.
Well, Brett, you don't have any piercings.
I do too.
he has
What?
his ears pierced.
Yeah,
I thought you took those out.
I did, but I mean,
It's your ears; they never close.
Mine did. I had to push them back in.
I
They
wouldn't be
bled.
surprised if they're closed up.
Yeah. Huh.
How long did you have them pierced?
Let's see.
And
I got
what
it when I was
gauge?
22. I have no idea,
Probably
Oh.
regular.
but I think I closed them up around. I think I wore them for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, they're probably still open.
Hmm.
If it's been like a year or two, I would say they'd close. But like,
I heal so much differently than
I
most
had my
people,
second
though.
hole pierced when I was 13 when I got my first ones, 14 when I got my second ones, and I can still push it through my second ones, and I don't ever wear them.
No, she doesn't.
No,
You-
I think that they're spaced too far apart, so that's why I don't wear them.
Get a third one in between then, if that really.
No, because then it'd be way too close together.
Oh my god. Then what is the point?
Exactly.
Uh
I don't use my second hole.
huh.
Wow.
That's not what I'm trying to say. Don't use my second
Can't believe I went
my
there.
second pierced ear hole. Screw you guys. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
So, did you guys see the video of Tom Brady tossing the Super Bowl trophy to Gronk from
On
one
the
boat
boat.
to another boat?
No, I saw him getting smashed.
He was smashed. That's the entire
He was
time.
smashed.
The
Oh,
whole time.
I don't know
I'm
anything
sure
else.
they were all smashed.
I didn't
because
watch
they
the whole
were
video.
I just saw
partying.
the video that's gone viral of him like getting escorted out of wherever, and he's
Well,
like,
the first video was him on the back of a boat, and they were going slow. I mean, they weren't like speeding in the ocean.
Right.
And he's like swinging the trophy back and forth, and he throws it, and Gronk catches it at the
Hmm.
front of the boat. And
I
everybody
think-
goes, "Wow!"
It can shatter. You think about it.
So when I saw it, I'm like, I thought it was funny. I'm like, this is not a big deal. Well, the daughter of the guy who invented the Super Bowl trophy went to the media and said she was so disturbed by the disrespect that Tom Brady showed to the trophy that she didn't sleep the last 2 nights. Like, oh my God, shut up. You didn't invent it. Your father did. Nobody even knows who you are.
So I kind of have like
I
have an opinion on it,
Well,
and I'm on your side, Brett. I'm more of like, it's my fucking trophy.
Exactly. You know, so
I
I love
deserved
that.
it.
it's the
I can do whatever the fuck I want with
it's
it.
the Lombardi Trophy, right?
Yes.
There's one every year. In comparison, the Stanley Cup is one trophy.
That gets passed around.
Everybody
Yes.
everybody on the team gets one day to spend with it. Some guys drink beer out of it. Some
They
guys
do,
eat
yeah.
cereal out of it.
Yep.
It's a party. It's
Yes.
fun. It's you worked really hard to win this thing. It's not this holy grail covenant thing that you're not supposed to touch.
Right.
Exactly.
It's not a tabernacle.
Exactly.
It's not you said exactly the holy thing. That's perfect.
Mhm.
Like
It's not the grail.
I understand one side of it where it's like, hey, respect it. It's not a flag or anything. I mean,
Exactly.
it's a trophy that you can do whatever you want.
Nobody died to win that trophy.
Do they remake the trophy every
I think
year?
so because I'm pretty sure once the parties are over, it goes into like a trophy case.
Okay, then it's just a casted piece of metal at that point that just represents the year.
winning.
And at that, okay,
Yes.
it's fine. Jeez. Now, did you see when Tom Brady got off the boat? He was being carried basically by a handler. He's like, whoa.
Being helped.
Yeah.
They're in Florida, which
Again, a
It's
lot of
not
people are like,
under
I can't
snow
believe
right
that he's
now.
all smashed and stuff. I'm like, again, my opinion. Who fucking
Party!
cares?
How old is he?
I think he deserves it.
he's 43. He's an adult.
He can do
well,
whatever
they're
he
all adults.
wants.
Oh
But-
my God.
2 year in 2018, the Capitals won the Washington Capitals won the Stanley Cup, and their leader, their captain of the team is Alexander Ovechkin. And the podcast that I listened to is based out of DC, so they kind of talk about the local sports. And he did some public appearances just with the parade and everything. He was drunk for like a week straight, you know. So it's just relax, people. It's a freaking Super Bowl, you know.
What are you supposed to do at that point? I mean, how uptight do you need to be?
Exactly.
I mean, we've become so strict as a society. We need to just loosen up a little bit on some things. Like,
The last
First of
years,
all-
made everybody like they got
Yeah.
a pineapple up their ass.
okay,
A pineapple or a pine cone?
Pineapple.
you're serious.
That's
I don't think he knows that. Oh wait,
You seen
do
Little
you?
Nicky?
You seen Little Nicky?
What? No.
Oh. Don't smile like that, Alex. We just watched it, didn't
Yeah, we did.
we? Okay, so let's take a break on Adam Sandler film.
Anyway, that was all. I just wanted to say shut up to.
So
The
I just wanted to say,
say
shut
shut
up.
up, shut up to the daughter of Lombardi.
Well, it wasn't. It
No?
wasn't the daughter of Lombardi. It was the daughter of the guy who invented the trophy.
Oh, never mind then. Yeah,
Vince
not-
Lombardi
okay.
was the Packers coach.
You're
of the trophy.
less. You are.
named after.
You're less important then.
Exactly.
Then I thought it was that.
No.
I was like, that's a little important, but whatever. So, anyways, yeah, moving on from that. I mean, it was. I don't know how. Are you happy the NFL's over?
Yeah.
What are you gonna watch in between?
I don't know.
No.
Probably. Well, the last few years, I usually take a break between February and April is when the NHL playoffs start. So,
Mhm.
but honestly, I didn't even watch last year because there were no fans in the stands. And the thing I love about playoff hockey is it's incredibly intense, and fans being in the stands helps it be that way when something huge happens. So
I agree.
I don't know if they don't let people in, I may not watch this year again either.
That's interesting.
Not to mention my team is the worst team in the league. So
The Wings.
Yep.
Dude, those guys were on top
well, they were they
for
were,
a while.
For a while.
Well, they went 25 straight years with making the playoffs.
Exactly.
But last year they were the worst team in the league.
Holy cow.
So they're rebuilding a little bit.
Who would you compare that to in NFL? Probably like the Giants.
Um,
They always went to the playoffs, but
well, I mean,
Now they're
technically you
trash.
could compare them to the Patriots because
Really?
starting
Okay.
in like 01 when Tom Brady got there, they made the playoffs almost every year, and now this year they didn't. So
yeah.
that's quite comparable.
Okay, I agree. Yeah. Anyways, so what do we got on my thing here? Oh, what do you want to talk about?
Oops.
What? What?
I was trying to respond to my dad on YouTube because he asked,
You said
is this live now? And I said, yes.
nudity.
It postponed until Rudy.
I
I meant
thought
to
that
say
said
today.
I thought that said nudity.
No. It says RUDDY. For some
Ruddy?
reason, my phone switched it from today to Rudy.
Yeah, but we are live on YouTube right now, which we appreciate everyone joining us live.
I look like a bum
Mhm.
because I've had I did a near an 11 and a half hour day yesterday. I was off today and I slept. I told you guys before we went on. I took one really short nap and then one regular nap, and I was exhausted.
Yeah, I mean that can be a bum for the next week at least, I guess.
No, you
And,
can't.
Just
There's plenty of stuff around the house for you to do.
well, I mean, but like I don't
Doesn't
need
have to do it all day long though.
Right. I mean,
Just kidding.
wow.
My gosh. I'm not like that kind of way.
Off stream. I'm joking. I'm joking. Jeez. So you can joke. I can't joke. Okay. I get it.
Yeah, that's because, we're married.
Kind of figured
That's
that
the
out.
rules.
Okay. So rules of wedding, rules of being married is basically like you can't.
There's a
joke,
lot of
she
rules
can.
that marriage trumps over other rules.
I agree. Like a lot of things.
Like
yeah.
a lot of things.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you want to go into, Brett? We got
We can do the fan question.
fan question this week. You came up with this one.
I did, but I'll go ahead and say what it is, and then I'll say the thing about it.
Okay. So this week it is, what movie released within your lifetime do you wish you saw in theaters?
So after I said this to you guys, I started looking around through my collection and stuff, and I didn't really know how to answer this question. I didn't really know what the criteria was. And the only way that I thought about, or the way I came up with this was, for some reason, the only movie that I can remember being so excited to see was Jurassic Park. But I was 8 years old, and my parents, I think there was some story went out that Spielberg would not let his young children see it.
You know
And
what?
my parents
yes,
saw it, and they're
I
like,
think
"Oh, well, I know it's dinosaurs, but you can't go see this movie." So
Yeah.
when it came out on video,
Yeah.
I begged my parents to rent it so that we could watch it. And we were actually at my aunt and uncle's in Indy, and me and my dad and my uncle watched it, and it didn't scare me. It was fine. I mean, there are scary parts, sure, and there's some violent parts.
I think
but
I take it more serious and more realistic now as an adult, honestly.
Sure.
Kids, you're just like,
I mean,
they're getting eaten.
an
Ha ha.
An 8-year-old is not going to understand anything in that movie except dinosaurs are real. They break out and they eat people.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's what I understood as a kid.
But I wasn't scared of it.
no.
Yeah.
But I just
mean,
as I look,
There are certain movies today that we watched as kids, and I was like, how did this not give me nightmares?
because you probably didn't fully comprehend.
Because it was just on.
So I
Right.
thought as an adult this movie would be so cool. And you say when you saw it in 3D and you thought it just blew your mind.
It
Yeah,
did.
great.
So-
Oh
3D.
man, you look like you gave me.
It was
Look at that.
great
You gave me
in
nostalgia.
3D.
I was just saying that.
It was great.
It was like
So-
that was the best film I think we've ever seen that was re-released in the theaters, and it was 3D. I know you're not big on 3D,
Right.
but that movie is like
If I ever get a
about
if it-
peed your pants when when the mouth comes down on top of the Jeep.
Yeah.
Woo, man!
If it ever goes back to theaters for an anniversary,
Oh, yeah, we're
I'll
going.
I'll go see it.
Oh yeah. Oh,
anyway.
absolutely.
IMAX.
So that's
Oh,
why.
yeah,
So that one. So then I started looking. I'm like, well, what's the actual criteria here? And I couldn't really come up with anything outside of my personal experience of seeing Jurassic Park for the first time back in 1993 or 4, whenever it made it to video.
Man, you're old.
Yes, I am. So
I did a few different categories. I
Okay.
did like too young, no money, and no time.
okay.
Oh, I didn't even do that. I just remember a movie that I've had in my head for a long time.
The No Time is a good addition because there's lots of stuff I'm like, yeah, I'd like to go see that, and then I just never make it.
At the time,
know?
once it leaves the theater, you're like, oh.
Well,
okay,
and some stuff, if it's not pulling in money, they don't keep it in.
No,
You
they
know?
don't. Well, yeah, or it depends on the time too. Like in the '90s, it was a little different. Theaters didn't hold movies in small towns for more than a month.
Yeah.
I mean, tops at that point. We
Yeah.
would if you didn't see the movie within a few weeks, you do your SOL and the next thing comes in. Depends on how many theaters they have available. Like when I was growing up in a small town, I got like one theater had like 6 theaters, one theater had like 2. So
Yeah. You mean screens?
that's what I mean. Yeah, screens. Yep.
I thought I had a list. Let me see if I can find it again.
Well, I'll start with being too young since you said that already with yours, which was Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's Speed.
Of course it is.
I did write Speed down
Speed would have been awesome in the theater.
just because
Yeah.
of the suspense.
Absolutely. And the music is great in
Yeah.
the movie. I mean, and sometimes it's a little loud, but it's great for the suspense. And I remember watching it on VHS, kids, for the first time, and like getting goosebumps off of it. And I can't get the same goosebumps now because the sound is different.
Yeah.
I was
don't
gonna say,
remember.
I know one of your favorite movies is Air Force One. Was that out?
It was after, but I would have
Maybe
been too
7.
young anyway too for
You
that
would've been-
too.
oh, yeah, you
Oh yeah,
would've.
absolutely.
That was Air Force One was actually the first R-rated movie I ever saw.
I think mine was Speed, so might have been. Yeah, I think it was Speed. Probably.
The only other movie that I thought would have been great was Gone in 60 Seconds because it's a car movie, and car movies, I think I've seen all of the Fast and Furiouses in theater except for Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift would have been the one that I don't even know if I would want to see that in theaters anyway.
Right. Yeah, I've only seen it once. I'm like, oh, that was a waste of time. It's really just, it's not very good.
Yeah. Do you have one, Alex?
Yeah, do you want to repeat the question too? I wanted to just start doing that, or if you could start putting like our topic like at the bottom of the screen or whatever for
But
people
he
that join
makes
our
a meme.
YouTube.
I can do it. Yeah, hold on.
Why can't he just show the meme again?
Let me do a thing here.
Well, I'm just coming up with things like as I'm trying to think of new things this year for us to start doing with our
Mhm.
YouTube because Josh is getting super creative, and I've realized if I just ask him what's in my head, he usually can make it happen now. So kind of like when we were doing millennial slang back then, and Josh started putting the word above my head.
Oh, yeah.
We got some good.
There was
feedback
one other
from that.
movie that I thought of, but then I kind of took it away. But as I look back now, I had it right in the first place, and that's Casino Royale. And I thought of that, but I kind of dismissed it because I did not like Casino Royale the first time that I saw it.
Really?
Really?
Really.
Oh.
I had to watch it a couple more times to think like. I think I just needed to accept that Daniel Craig was Bond because that was his first movie, and Pierce Brosnan is Bond to me.
I felt the same way. Really? I felt the same way, actually.
Really? Yes, really.
Okay. Well. Oh, I see what you're gonna do. Except, were you gonna put it over your head? There you go, right there. That's good.
I know what I'm doing. Fine.
Just put it over your head.
Yeah.
All right. Mine. I've got 2 of them. One of them I'm not really sure about because I'm pretty sure I went back and saw it in theaters, but it was more like I wish I would have seen it during the hype. The first one that I still, if Dad is watching, I still don't understand why I was never taken to this movie. But Star Wars Episode 1.
I went to the theater for that.
Yeah,
I'm so
so
happy
did
I did.
everyone else.
Episode 1, yeah, I saw.
Yep. I'm so happy I did.
Everyone else went.
Saw all 3 of them.
Guess who went to the midnight showing? My parents.
God, but no, there was no such
You know
thing.
who
You were
didn't
too
go?
young. What were you, like 13 in 2001 or 2000? I guess
It
it
came
was.
out. It came out in '99.
99, so I would have been like
12.
10.
10.
Perfect age.
Yeah, that's why I
like.
liked that movie so much because I was like perfect age for that. No, the next day on the playground, everyone else was talking about it.
Seem a little bitter.
I am
She
bitter
is.
about it because
Well,
I
I mean,
can tell you that's like the biggest lie
The
I told
topic
my
is meant
friends.
to make you bitter.
I know, but that was
Lied to your friends.
Oh yeah. So I watched the trailer so many times that they're like, "Oh, you went to?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I totally did." And I was just spitting out
Oh my
scenes
God.
from the trailers to prove that I watched it.
Well,
Yeah.
people went into movies just to watch the trailer because the internet wasn't really prominent at the point, so people would buy movie tickets just to see the episode 1 trailer.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that.
So in 99, I was 14. But I still remember
Blame your mother.
going with, I think
Whatever.
my dad took me and a friend.
I would have been 12.
I just remember my mom and dad, like, I just remember one of us saying, like, "You're too young to go to a movie that late," or we'll take you later. That never happened. The
Dude.
first time we saw Star Wars Episode 1 was when we got like the special edition DVD VHS something with, and we got the little strip.
Okay, hold on.
strip
DVD
of-
and VHS is a little different.
Well, I don't know what it was, if it was DVD or VHS. I don't
In
remember. But
'99, it was probably still VHS.
Okay.
Was it shiny?
I don't remember. You got this like special package, and my dad probably knows what because he's watching right now. You also got a strip of the film.
Okay.
So like a I don't know what to call it, like the reel.
The 35 millimeter.
Yeah, you got a strip of it in your special edition
Interesting.
whatever case. And I bet you my dad still has it somewhere.
Hmm.
But anyways, that was the one movie, and I'm still really bitter about it because I've still never seen that movie in theaters. And then the other one, which I'm pretty darn sure my grandmother ended up taking me to it later in life, so it made it really awkward.
Later.
Yeah. I think it
Weird.
was like re-released, or it was playing at like the Dollar Theater later or something like that. Was Titanic. I was too young.
Yeah.
I mean, I was. It's PG-13, and that was also in '99, wasn't it?
no,
Or 98.
97.
97? Oh yeah, I was way too young to watch it.
Yeah. Well, just.
But
the
no,
one
I like
scene.
that was another movie that everyone else, no matter if it was PG-13 or not, all of my friends saw Titanic, but because it had a sex scene in it and some boobies.
It was barely a sex scene.
Yeah, it wasn't really
The sex
sexy.
scene was not prominent to me. I had no idea what was going on.
Well, it was mainly the booby part, I think.
Yeah, and that's not even that great.
You didn't think she looked good?
No,
Oh, I
Kate
thought she-
no.
I thought she looked pretty darn good.
Good for you, not me. Different standards, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
she
I thought she was a
didn't
very
do anything
beautiful
for me
woman.
either.
Nah.
Man, you guys are
I
weird.
thought she looked better in
Wow.
The Life of David Gale.
Can we have opinions as men?
Do you remember that?
I'm just
movie?
saying, I think she's a
No, I've
very
never seen
beautiful
that.
woman.
Yeah, you did. 'cause
Wait, I
we
did?
watched it for
David
Movie Club.
Gale.
Yes, we watched that.
Can you remind me?
The guy who's falsely accused of murder, so he's a martyr for capital
She
punishment.
goes in and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
interviews
The
him.
reporter.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. God,
It was actually a pretty good movie.
I'm barely remembering these.
Yeah. No, that was it because so I'm pretty sure because I have this vivid memory of that. It must have been a dollar theater movie. It had to have been because I think it was my dad's mom
She
who
blinded
took
you.
me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember like that part came up and I just remember a hand going over my eyes. Because I think I was still too young to go and watch it. But yes, that was the other big movie that I was just dying to see in theaters. And I still have never, like, I don't want to say like I still have never, because I barely remember seeing it in theaters. And I would love it if they re-released
They
it.
did.
They did?
They did. Yeah.
Oh, well, I still didn't go and see it.
So that's what
It's okay, it's not that good.
AMC should be
Fuck
doing.
you. Yeah, it is.
What?
That's what AMC should be doing.
Yes,
to make
absolutely.
up some. I mean, we know
They
they make their
were.
money on concessions.
Mm-hmm.
But
If they released Jurassic Park again and like aim towards us, I think the younger generation, I don't think that they're like my nephew and stuff, I don't think going to the theater is a fad.
No.
So
Well,
for us, it's a pastime, and if you put advertising into a pastime for our generation or the generation right before us, we're the ones that are going to give them the money.
right.
They advertise Jurassic Park, Star Wars, Titanic,
Indiana
like we'll
Jones.
go. Indiana Jones, yeah.
So another movie for me that I had no time for was John Wick.
yeah, I
Oh
thought about
yes,
that
I
too.
didn't even think about John Wick.
And when I
never
thought
saw
about
it,
John
yeah.
Wick, I'm like, well, really, these are just movies that I love that I never got to.
But
I
isn't
don't
that-
even remember an advertisement for John Wick. Now,
I
it
I
do.
wasn't-
don't.
I
I told Josh
it was
that.
in 2014, so it was a while ago now.
No, I remember.
But
Well,
I
we
don't
were
remember
watching,
even seeing it until I was like at Redbox. I'm like, what is this John Wick movie? I've never heard of
Yeah.
this.
When we were watching doing the trilogy, I told Josh when we were watching this, I'm like, damn, this would have been amazing to see it in the theater.
Yeah.
Like it's just like there's certain action movies and just big booming movies that you need to see.
Mhm.
Titanic's one of them.
No, it's not.
Star Wars Episode
It's
1
not
is
an
one of
action
them.
movie. I think overall for its length, the Titanic is kind of boring.
I agree. Thank you.
You guys are, you know what? I think I'm gonna put out a poll.
You
do
I'm
that.
serious. Like Titanic is up there.
I think I've only seen it beginning to end once.
It's
Maybe
not
that'll be the
it's-
movie of the week.
No.
God no, because I've seen it.
I
Seen
would love you guys to watch it with me,
We don't
and I want you guys to try not to cry.
No. What?
Okay.
Okay.
Why? Because he sinks to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
That is not the part
When
where we
there's
cry.
plenty of room on the door.
Yep.
I will tell you
Proven.
the part that I cry at every single time is not even like the boat's not even sank yet. Is when Rose actually gets on the lifeboat and it starts to go down and the music starts playing and she's staring at Jack and and Jack's staring at her and the fireworks are going off and she's realizing she doesn't even have to say it. You just know what's going through her head, which is he's lying to me. This is the last time if I stay on this boat that I'm going to see this guy. And you just feel like the love and the like. It's just.
I'm not feeling the love. I'm not feeling.
I'm putting my feelings out here for you. You guys are like, you must be a girl.
Not feeling the love. Sorry.
Did you say all of yours from your categories?
Yes, but I do have some from Twitch actually. And people, I suggested this topic for people on Twitch.
Yes.
So we got Arrow, who's one of our common Twitch members who constantly comes on all of our streams.
Mm-hmm.
He said American Pie.
I kind of thought about that
that's
too.
Like, we saw American Reunion.
I didn't see any of them in theaters.
Just Reunion.
We saw Reunion.
We saw Reunion.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I was too young for American Pie.
All three.
But
me.
I could have seen 2 and 3.
You could have definitely seen 3.
Yeah.
Were you 17 when 2 came out?
I was a
02.
sophomore, so I would have been able to after the summer of my. No, I was a sophomore, so yeah, it had been the summer between my sophomore and junior year. I would have been 17.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
and I think it came out that summer, right?
I think so.
Yeah. And then another one from my Twitch stream. This is from Stitch Wraith. He said "Cabin in the Woods." So,
We saw that.
Is that the one that I almost left my own house?
you hated it because you didn't know what was going on the whole time.
That was our accidental find because what was sold out? What were we trying to see?
Hunger Games.
Hunger
what are the
Games.
sequels? What are the
Yeah,
sequels?
Hunger Games was sold out, and we still wanted to see a movie. And the person at the kiosk was like, "Well, if you're looking for something that's very not underrated, but what's I guess underrated?
Well, yeah, underrated. That's the
like
word, yeah.
underrated, but I've seen it a few times and it's amazing here, and we never heard of it. We're like, well, is it a horror? And they're like, just go watch it. We watched it. I just remember you, me, and Jared going after every single going, what? And then just turning back and forth going, do you understand this? And then like the big ending happens, like the Sixth Sense ending happens, and you're like, what?
Crazy stuff.
I did all
that's
of
also
that.
another movie
I did
that
all
was
of
good.
that, but
Anger.
it made me angry.
You're like, what?
No, I'm adding that to my list.
To what?
The Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense?
When it first came out, no one knew the ending about it or anything. I think that one would have been a really good one to see in theater.
So the other side of this topic is movies that I'm glad I did see in theaters because of the actual hype and the hype that is still there.
Mm-hmm.
And what comes to my mind, and I think I know that I've mentioned this 100 times, is The Hangover and The Dark Knight.
Yes.
The Dark Knight is probably the number one movie going experience of my lifetime.
It's very memorable for us because there was a bomb threat that night.
That on my Twitch stream as well about that.
There was a bomb threat, so we made it to right when Batman is in
China,
and
he just grabbed Lau.
He just grabbed him and jumped out the window, and all the lights came on. They're like, "Everybody out!" We're like, "Why?"
Okay.
And then they gave us about okay. There you go, Patrick. They gave us a voucher to come back. We're like, but that's all we get.
Yep.
It was like 20 minutes in.
I know I saw it at least twice. I might have saw it 3 times.
So you said that the Dark Knight is an experience. Inception is an experience. I'm so happy I saw in theaters.
Avengers, the first one.
Ooh.
I remember.
I think all of the Avengers.
As a teenager, the number one theater going experience for me was the original Fast and Furious.
I'm sure it was.
And also, I think it had to do with because it was the summer. I think 1 year before I got my driver's license. So I just remember that year prior getting my driver's license, I wanted to drive so bad because I knew it was close.
Yeah.
But, law.
You getting there. Well, the thing is, I don't know if I was ever anticipating driving when I was growing up. I think I was just like, oh, okay, it's going to happen.
Oh,
I think I had that itch, but
I don't know if
I did, but when I was like, because I got my license when I was 18, at first it was like, oh, I'm 16, I'm able to get it. But to be honest, with my parents, it was, well, once you get it, you're not going to be able to use it anyway. Because my dad drove to work and was gone all day, and then my mom went to work at night. So it's not like I had a vehicle to drive. And if I did drive, I went to the gas station to pick up some milk and came back.
See, I don't know why. It was always my parents' understanding for me is you're gonna get a driver's license and you're gonna get a job and get your own car. So
Responsibilities.
the
That's good.
idea of
I work down the street.
the idea of me driving their cars was never an option. They're like, you're not driving our cars. You're gonna get your own car.
Wow. Well, hey, they
You did the
put you
same
on the right
thing.
track. Well, kind of. I was offered my brother's car, and then I was offered my dad's car, and then I was offered my dad's
Hand-me-downs.
car. A lot of hand-me-downs.
I remember it was less than a week between me getting my license and me driving my car off the lot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So yeah, I thank my parents for that.
Yeah. You got some social media on
I
this?
sure do. For our fan topic, I want to thank everybody because we got quite a few this time. As far as comments go, so I'm going to read off Instagram. So again, what movie released within your lifetime do you wish you saw in theaters? We've got JMT Podcast.
Shout out to them.
They said, there is actually a lot of films that I wish I had the chance to see in my lifetime now on the big screen. If I had to pick just one, I would go with True Romance,
Oh, okay.
which I've never heard of True Romance.
I mean,
Do you want to look that one up real
Sure.
quick?
Sure.
Just because I kind of want to know what these are. Because some of these, I'm like, I read through them, like, I don't know these. I must be too young for them. Pod Booking. They said Looks That Kill.
Mm-hmm.
So I've heard of that one. I don't think I've seen it.
True Romance is 93. Christian Slater. In Detroit, a lonely pop culture geek marries a call girl, steals cocaine from her pimp, and tries to sell it in Hollywood.
wow.
Interesting. What is Looks That Kill?
Looks That Kill.
Mm-hmm. And then we've got the Fickle Fanboy Podcast says Highlander.
Okay.
Oh,
Either
wow.
one of you guys? Highlander?
I know of.
I
it.
know. Yeah, I know of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know it.
That one's it's a fantasy
Fantasy?
style. Looks That Kill. I'm not certain if they're talking about the one that's in 2020. I'm gonna guess
Probably
so.
not.
Probably not.
Well, there's only 2 movies. One in 54.
No.
Maybe. You never know. I don't know how old these people are.
I think it's a foreign film. The plot is unknown at this time.
Okay. All right. And then we've got Paranormal Pativity Podcast.
Shout out
Patrick.
Patrick.
Patrick says Back to the Future. So I wasn't alive during that, right? Because that was 80s.
85.
I was born in '85, but I think I was born after its release.
So that's a movie that if I was alive then I would have loved to see.
He was like 3 or 4.
Hey, you said lifetime.
I
Lifetime. So mine would be 89 until now.
Right. So you could say Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I would have loved to see Little Mermaid in theaters.
Yeah.
I did see Lion King.
Me too.
I saw Lion King.
Mhm.
The Thing,
Yeah.
The Lost Boys. Oh man, he's going down the line, and I'm actually
Not
really
surprised it's horror movies or.
no.
Whatever they are.
The
yeah.
Breakfast Club. That would have been amazing to see.
Right.
The Monster Squad and the Goonies. That would have been amazing to see.
That's quite a list.
Just to name a few, a lot of my favorites got a release, so I got to see them like Ghostbusters and Night on Elm Street.
Oh yeah, because they got re-released while
Night-
COVID.
Oh,
was
re-release. Sorry, I
Mhm.
didn't see what you said.
happening. Yeah.
Okay, and then I've got a few that were. Sorry, they had
fine.
commented in my.
I got one on
inbox.
Facebook. From Justin Kelly said, would have loved to see Pulp Fiction, Fight
Ooh,
Club,
Yes.
Forrest Gump, and any of the Indiana Jones films.
Agreed.
I did see Crystal Skull. I think.
did.
We did.
Maybe I didn't see Crystal Skull in theaters.
Hmm.
If I don't remember, that means I probably didn't.
Fight Club would have been an interesting one, but I don't know.
I think Fight Club.
I
would
think
be
the
good.
experience is fine for Fight Club right now. I mean, if you just see it at home.
We've got Real DSTM podcast. They said Back to the Future.
Mhm.
Well, all the Back to the Futures.
Mhm.
That's what they said.
Right.
And then I've got. Oh wait, hold on. I thought I had another one here.
There we go. Well, the Back to the Future films, I wonder if they're ever going to do anything with them.
What do you
There's been
mean?
so many talks about them remaking your
No.
TV
They'll never
series.
remake it because Robert Zemeckis has publicly said he's the director that
Did he create it?
Bob Gale wrote it.
Yeah.
I think they wrote it together and Zemeckis directed it, but
Okay.
he's gone on record multiple times saying as long as he's alive, there
Mhm.
will never be a reboot or anything like that.
Mm.
They've re-released it on home release several times.
Right.
I'm gonna throw down on just 2 more, just because we've totally left out like the horror aspect.
Oh man, Scream.
I saw Wrong Turn.
Scream.
Screw you, Brett. No one cares.
Did you watch the new
I
one?
did not.
No. I haven't heard anything about it.
It got like a 7 or something.
That's actually not
Being
bad.
naive, like, derailed my thoughts. Oh, okay. So 2 that I wish I would have seen in theaters.
I said Scream.
Oh, I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah.
Blair Witch Project. And Paranormal Activity.
Well, I mean,
I saw Paranormal.
I know you did.
You saw Paranormal.
You saw it.
You didn't see the first one.
We
Nope.
saw it. That's good enough.
Yeah.
That'll cover my horror movie experience. For a
Sitting
while.
down, I can't believe I'm paying to watch this.
No, didn't you say it's gonna be like that, huh?
Oh, wait, that's right. The first 10 minutes, and there was like a.
Oh, yeah.
He's in the
Thunder.
basement. Oh yeah, it was thunder, and I jumped. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Anyway, that's it, right?
Yeah, great answers.
Great answers, guys.
Great
We
answers.
appreciate that. So we'll have another question out probably by Friday. That way we can have the weekend for people to answer. So make sure you're following us on our social media. You want to move into the movie club?
Certainly.
Okay. This week we did Fire with Fire, and
I'm pretty sure nobody's heard of this movie.
no one heard of it when I talked about it.
Surprisingly, a lot of A-list actors, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, it was in 2012.
Yes.
So it's almost 10 years old, and it's one of those. Bruce Willis doesn't have a huge role, but probably got big money to do it, and he's fine in it, but he has very little screen time.
Yes.
He's just an old cop, just like he's played that role 1,000 times.
Why didn't you
I said it's probably what John McClane was actually doing
on the?
on the side. You know, it's John McClane
Sure.
after like in between 4 and 5.
Well,
you know?
he does have a very short scene where he's like this badass
Badass.
cop that you don't mess with.
yeah, where he
Yeah.
freaking kicks the guy's ass and,
Where-
freaking,
And they're like,
The
they
guy
don't even do
tries
anything
to
about
stop
it.
him, and he just like punches him in the throat and he just
Downs
neutralizes
him.
And even
Rick.
D'Onofrio's character is like, oh, feeling tough guy. Look what he did to you. He's like, get your ass up. Anyways,
Well,
why don't you
let
read
me do the synopsis of the movie since we're talking about the film and nobody like who has not heard of this film. Let me tell you what this is about. So a fireman takes an unexpected course of action when a man whom he's ordered to testify against after being held up at a local convenience store threatens him. That's actually, pretty good basic. Man, did I not expect some of the blood and gore in this
Yeah.
one. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Bloody and
So
gory.
did you like it?
No.
Okay.
I won't say it was the best. But I mean, I like Vincent D'Onofrio as a villain. That's all he's a great villain.
So you look at some of his roles recently, and you have
Absolutely.
Daredevil.
Yep.
You have
Kingpin.
Hoskins from Jurassic Park.
World.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the Bruce Willis's brother in.
Did you already see
Death
Daredevil?
Wish.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you have this, and this is totally different from the other ones that I've mentioned. He's done a lot more, but those are what comes to my mind first. But he's actually quite terrifying in this movie.
He is. It's kind of weird.
He's just sinister.
Very much
Yes.
so. I will say that Josh Duhamel cannot be in a lead role movie with this type of writing, man. The writing was bad for him. I don't know if it was him, if it was the way it was written, but I did not enjoy him on screen at all. I don't know why.
He didn't bother me, but that's me.
What'd you think of him?
Him or the movie?
Just him in the movie.
Honestly,
His role.
I think that he had so many other high tier actors around him that
Made him look bad.
yeah.
I
So
get it,
The
yeah.
reason why I picked this movie was not really because of Josh Duhamel. It was because of Vincent D'Onofrio.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Um,
yeah. I mean, the
and
villain
that's-
is always.
That's why I say that I think you guys should watch this, just because look, I said last week he's got range that I don't think he gets credit for.
Right.
Who's the other villain that I really like? No Country for Old Men.
Javier Bardem.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is like my top tier as
Except
far as
he acts like he hasn't acted in a while.
Let me see
not
what he's
since-
up to.
The only two movies I know him for are Skyfall and No Country for Old
Well,
Men.
he's
And they're like
great in
20 years
Skyfall.
he's
apart.
great in both.
They're like 20 years
No,
apart.
they're like 10 years apart, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I don't even.
No
think
Country
they're
for
10.
Old Men. What was that? Like 01?
No,
No.
that was like when we were in Chicago.
Yeah.
That was like 2013.
No. Hold on, let me get this.
I think it was like more like 08.
No, I think it was like 13 or 14.
It wasn't that late.
Yeah, it was. What was it, Josh?
No Country for Old Men was 07.
Damn, I'm
Okay,
good.
whatever. Whatever. Either way, I don't care.
So 07
Skyfall?
and Skyfall was
Skyfall.
12, so it's 5 years apart.
It wasn't 20 or 10. It was 5.
It was 5.
So I'm kind of right too.
Okay, well, you guys go.
But
you.
has he done
happened.
anything prominent since Skyfall?
Okay, I was. Well, now my
Hold on, Josh is trying to keep up.
What happened?
My IMDb is a piece of shit because my phone's
You
an
want me to
ass.
do it?
No, it's.
No, he's got it.
I'm gonna slap it around. Is what I'm gonna do. That sounded.
Do you want my
pretty
opinion on this movie?
Go ahead.
I didn't like it.
bad. Okay, why?
Like, I liked it because it kept me interested to the end, but it was more like extremely predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
What do you think of Rosario Dawson?
Not her best role.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think, like, okay, when it came out, it didn't even really come out that long ago.
Almost 10 years?
I know, but for me, 10 years is being an adult 10 years ago doesn't seem like a very long time ago.
So Javier Bardem has been in a lot of films, actually.
Anything
Anything we've heard
significant
of?
that we
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean,
Oh.
Dead Men Tell No Tales
Yeah,
in
of course.
2017. He was in Mother back in 2017 as well.
that was that terrible Jennifer Lawrence movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think
Did
it
not
got
have very
just
good ratings.
Terrible reviews.
He's actually not been doing good movies for the past few years. He's on like 6s and 5s. The Gunman back in 2015. A Skyfall in 2012, of course. Eat, Pray, Love 2010. I mean, he's got. I'm just listing the ones that we may have heard of. He's in. There's a lot of stuff in between.
Yeah.
He's also, isn't he also a Spanish actor? So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Spanish
Yeah.
cinema.
Mhm.
So he can do stuff in between that we have
Right,
no
yeah, we
idea.
don't know.
Yeah.
So, all right. So it started to become a little ridiculous with some of the scenes that Josh and I just started making fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you're going to remember this or not, but at the end when he sets the building on fire,
Right.
he walks in his fireman get up, right? He walks in, gets out of the van because he busts it through. And then the guy, one of the bad guys is on fire and he's upstairs. And
He shoots him, doesn't he?
yes,
Yeah.
he leans over and goes, "Oh, like I'm on fire." First thing he sees is, "Oh, look, a fireman!" And then the fireman just pulls a gun and
I will
shoots his
say
ass.
that the closing act is pretty bad.
Josh and I were just rolling.
Mhm.
Just like, "Oh, I'm on fire." Okay.
Well, maybe it was more of a.
That could be memed so
Josh
well.
is like, "Oh my god, I
think
gotta get this."
Maybe he was like, oh, that guy's. I'm just gonna put him out of his misery.
Yeah, but at the same, I'm looking at the guys that's on fire point of view. Oh, look, the cavalry's here. Help! I'm on fire. Here we go. Here's a bullet. It was just like
The last thing that guy
yeah.
saw was somebody who was supposed to help him.
shoot him in the
Shoot him in the
head.
head.
Hold on. I mean, how many firefighters roll up in a minivan?
That's true too.
He didn't. This was after the dude rolled through the minivan. All he saw was a police or a fireman at the bottom where he was like, help him, I'm on fire." Okay.
I'm still laughing about it because
It was not a good scene at all. It was not a good scene. And the fact that Rosario Dawson, everyone else is on fire. Rosario Dawson is in just that one corner for like
that
10
has no
minutes.
fire around her at all.
No fire, and she's able to breathe.
She's gotta
So
get out. She's the good guy.
she didn't
Yeah.
have to get out.
But I mean, yeah, that's true. She didn't have to.
For the purposes of the story, she does.
Yeah, I know, but
Okay, so-
I honestly thought
Because
she wasn't
remember,
going
he's
to.
the guy who doesn't want a family, yet he falls in love with the marshal.
Right. This is the other funny part. Josh made fun of it.
What?
Okay,
I
so
don't
you know,
remember.
all right, at the end, we're talking about the final scene.
Oh, okay.
At the end, you know, he lights the building on fire, and he's like, "I want to hear your guys' screams," and blah blah blah. So you know, he's on the cell phone, and then all of a sudden when he realizes she's in the building, and she's like, "Help, Jeremy!" And he goes, "No!"
Yeah.
It's just so like he's gonna do it. It's kind of like the no scream on
Skyfall.
no.
Not Skyfall. Skyline.
No, that one. But I'm also thinking about Darth Vader, where you're like, "You killed her."
No.
No! Like it was kind of like reminding me of like, oh my god, that was cheesy as hell. Oh no, I'm in here too. Like you set me on fire. No! He runs back in.
Kevin Dunn's southern accent
my
is so
God.
off-putting in this movie too.
I didn't even notice an accent.
He had a.
Southern accent.
I didn't
Absolutely.
notice it. They are in Louisiana,
Oh,
but I didn't know. I didn't pick up on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I pick up on little things like that, I guess.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
I really did not. Brett, you really pick graphic movies.
I mean,
I'm really like,
Which-
the older I
which
get,
part?
the more sensitive I am.
yeah, you wouldn't let me watch Saw last night because you're like,
I was
we're going to bed.
I'm like, we're going to bed. The last thing I want to do is.
Saw is fine.
Okay, so I like watching calming things or cartoons and
I'm
stuff
gonna
before I
watch
go to bed.
movies upstairs from
Well,
now
because
on.
if I go to sleep, I have vivid dreams, and if I go to sleep and hear it in the background and I've seen it, it will play into my dream.
What I have noticed is stuff that I've watched. I won't dream about it, but I'll wake up thinking about it and running
Oh,
scenes
well,
through my head.
yeah,
I get
both.
that way, yeah.
Oh my
Um,
gosh! But the first scene though, where they're in the boy gets shot and his
Executes.
father, and oh my god,
executions.
I actually kind of yelled and I was like, no! I was like, that was
Mhm.
unexpected.
Well, and then
Yeah.
when he beats his friend not to death, but he
Well-
beats him bad with a baseball bat.
Yep.
No, he ended up dying. I thought.
No, he
was
didn't die.
in the
Oh, did he
hospital.
not?
No, he
Did we
freaking
not
got-
find out?
Well, no. Well,
Just said he's in the hospital.
Yeah, I know he's in the hospital,
His
but they
best
kept
friend is in
saying
the
that we
hospital.
don't think he's gonna make it. I don't think
It's
we ended up.
critical, but
Yeah.
they never said he actually died.
Oh, but they never said he actually lived.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, I don't think we ended up finding out.
Because after that point where he gets really emotional about it, and then goes into the town and starts beating people up, you don't hear anything else about that guy.
Yeah, like he's just not.
But
a
you
thing
see him get
anymore.
his ass rocked by 4 baseball bats. I can't imagine the agony.
Yep.
God, no way, man. And then they do like the put your teeth on the curb. I'm gonna.
Okay,
Oh,
and
and
then,
then
he
he threw up.
pukes. Oh my god! Like
Well,
I was
I
like,
mean,
it's too
that's-
real. Too real. I don't want to
That's
watch it.
quite. I'm sure he'd throw up out of.
Well, he got
Fear.
punched. No, it was he got kicked in the gut.
Okay, but
And
also-
scared.
And they referenced American History X.
They did.
But then when he goes and he hammers off the guy's finger
And
and
then he-
throws up. the bat.
Okay, Josh and I laughed at that part too. He's like,
No.
stop! He's like, I'll do it again. I'll do it again.
Puking. I'll
And
do it again.
And then he does it again. He's like, would you just tell me? Because I don't want to chop your other finger off. But no, he was able to shoot him straight in the head afterwards. No big deal.
Yeah, he's cool with that.
He's cool with shooting him in
Yeah.
the head, but chopping his finger off. Which, by the way, chopping his finger off, he goes back and chops it like a few times to get it off. If you're gonna hit it one good time, a finger can snap. He didn't
I
need to
agree.
hit it a few times.
Maybe
So
he
stop talking about it.
underestimated the
Yeah, let's not talk about
Talk
it.
about
strength.
this
So
embodiment.
score it.
4.
4.
Give it a 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it next, Alex? What's your
I've got a couple
choice?
picks.
Okay.
I can't remember, Brad, if you've seen this or not, but I've passed by it on our Netflix or Hulu, whatever we have. Have you watched The Truman Show yet?
No.
Okay, well, I want to watch that,
The Truman
and
Show.
that's a very good movie.
That is a very good movie, actually.
And I think it's one of the Jim Carrey classics.
It is. And,
Or at least I consider it.
Do you know anything about this, Brett?
No. Well, it's something about cameras, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's actually what it's like about.
Came out in '98. Has Jim Carrey, Ed Harris.
Wow, 98?
Mm-hmm.
Thought it was
Laura Linney.
older or younger than that.
Yeah. The synopsis is an what? Okay, I didn't know that was his actual role. I guess I didn't know his job role. Do you know what his role is in the Truman Show?
He
Like
works
his
in an
job?
office building.
Yeah. Do you know his role though?
No, he works
Because
at
you never know.
he works at like I don't know. He's in an office, but he does something like top tier. Like he's an
insurance salesman.
Oh. I know he does a
I
top
was like, I
tier.
never knew
Like he
that.
works in a nice
It's
like
not
office.
important to the story.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. But he's like, yeah, he's well known
An
and
insurance salesman discovers his whole life is actually a reality TV show.
yeah.
It's great.
It's
Great
it's
film.
very good. It's funny. It's everything kind of rolled into one. It's funny. It's emotional. It's drama.
I think it's on Prime.
I know that it's on something that we have because we've seen it and scrolled by it and I was like, man, I want to watch that.
Yeah.
It's been forever.
Ooh, not to break that up, but
Also Hulu.
Hulu.
before we move on, I got to tell you, Josh, that
Yeah.
iTunes had a martial arts movie sale.
What'd you watch? Or what'd you get?
I bought Three Ninjas, the sequel, and the third one,
Oh yeah.
but they didn't have the first one on sale, which is by far the best.
I think that's on. Where were
It's on
we?
Disney Plus.
We saw it.
What is it?
Is it?
I
I
think
think
so.
it was
I
Disney Plus.
thought it was Stars.
No, we were on one of those apps that we have, and you're like, oh, Three Ninjas, and then you added it. I'm pretty sure it was Disney.
I haven't
Plus.
watched
Yeah.
them yet, but I barely remember the second one, and I remember a little bit more of the third.
I don't remember the sequels at all. Really.
The third one went back to the original actors. The sequel had different kids, I'm pretty sure, or at least
Not all of them. But
Rocky was different.
Yes, and way different. Like looks
yes.
way different. Like what was
Yes.
they thinking? So weird. I'm really excited to watch the Truman Show. Actually, I haven't watched it in years.
I know.
So anywho,
Yeah.
you want to do trilogy trivia?
Yeah. So this week
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna suck at the third Josh might too because I just
Honestly.
I just stopped watching it. I didn't care for it.
Why?
And we were like 45 minutes in, and I was like,
Well, full
I
disclosure.
just didn't really care about it.
Full disclosure, I did not watch the second one during this watching because I don't like the second one.
Well, I
Really?
don't like the third one.
I was going to ask what your favorite one is.
My favorite one is still.
I like the first one.
Two.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I'd
so,
love to.
Full disclosure, you had not seen one,
Correct.
but you've seen 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And my position on that was
I had
how
not
could you
seen
possibly
3, and I
watch
don't like 3.
2 or 3 without knowing what happened in 1. 'Cause
Exactly.
That sets up everything.
Well, because every single movie just kind of flows together.
Exactly.
I guess I just kind of knew what 11 was about. Maybe I don't know.
Well, it was
Just
a
casino
remake.
heist, and that it's not something that was like unheard of, like a movie that was unheard of.
By the
So-
time we
Sequels
watched
were.
the third one this week, I was just burnt out, I guess, on the movies.
Of
Unlike
them-
John Wick,
of-
John Wick is just, I don't know, I think I'm more interested in that story than I am just robbing casinos. So,
They weren't. Well, they technically weren't robbing a casino in the third one.
No, they were playing a
They
casino.
were sticking it to the owner.
Yes, they were. Oh, there goes our buzzing.
aliens are back.
You messed with your cord.
Oh, I didn't.
I don't know.
Aliens are back.
Might have been me. So I will say that the reason why I like 12 the most is because the Julia Roberts and Bruce Willis scene is one of my favorite
okay.
scenes.
Well, I mean,
That actually kind of annoys me. That's like one of my least favorite part of the
really, I
movie.
thought it was
Wow.
funny. I loved it when she was like, "Oh my god!" Like,
oh
they
my
hu-
God, it's you!
it's you.
really you!
Like, I like how they played off.
I mean,
each
I guess
other
it's
well.
kind of cool to have Bruce Willis
Still
play
can.
himself in a movie,
Yeah.
but it was just kind of weird. And the fact that they never actually say that Julia Roberts is or looks like Julia Roberts.
No, one time
They do.
they do. When she's entering the hotel, they're like, "Julia Roberts is coming."
No, I mean among the guys. They're like, do you ever notice she
Oh.
looks like yes, no, you don't talk about it kind of thing.
Yeah, like yeah. Mhm.
I don't know why they. I think it was just a running joke. Or,
Maybe
Yeah.
it was
Well,
just
I think
a
that's
joke.
fine.
So if we talk about Ocean's 11,
Mhm.
there and as I was watching it, there's so many parts in that movie that just play up how great Brad Pitt and George Clooney were together.
Yeah.
And the one I'm thinking of first of all is when Rusty's got his head down on the bar and Danny's like, so that makes 10. That's pretty good, right? You think we need one more? All right, we'll get one
all right,
more.
we need
And
one
he
more.
and Rusty never says a word. He just
Yeah.
says that. But I tell you, I watched it. It was not until recently when I noticed when he's at the bar watching the dancers in the glass case, you see Danny walk behind him, and then he goes back to the poker table and he's sitting there. I never saw that before.
Huh.
I never saw Danny moving back behind him. He
I
like
guess I never noticed
purposely
that.
walks, behind him as he's waiting for Rusty to come back. But
Huh.
there's lots of scenes like that, and it just shows how good, like I said, they were. I think that chemistry they had on screen.
And I'm not much of a George Clooney fan, but I like his role
He's
as
this.
Yeah.
This is a good character.
Yeah. I can't stand him as Bruce Wayne. I can't stand him in what I
He's
saw Up in
done-
the Air. That was
He's
pretty
done
bad.
lots of stuff.
His-
Dust Till Dawn.
Yeah. So a little bit of stuff about the movies.
You asked me during this, I think
Mhm.
Ocean's 11, if I thought George Clooney was attractive.
today.
Yes.
Do you?
Because it was just, he was like labeled as one of like the hottest men, whatever, sexiest men of the year
She
or
said
something.
no.
No.
What about Pitt?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course you like Pitt because you talked about him in.
Okay, so I
Once Upon a
like
Time in Hollywood.
I like
Yeah.
Pitt with his long hair. I do not like his buzzed head.
Have you
I
seen
don't know.
Troy?
Yes.
He has not seen Troy.
What about Damon?
No.
No. Actually, so
I'm not attracted.
What
to
about
that.
Scott Conn?
that's the guy with the
Turk.
hair.
Turk.
Yeah, with the hair. He was also in. Oh my gosh.
He's in a ton of stuff. Varsity
Yeah.
Blues. Oh boy, I can't remember.
What's the one with Will Smith? Crap, we just watched it.
Bad Boys?
No, the one with
He
Gene
wasn't in-
Hackman.
You said Scott
Enemy
what?
of the State.
Oh, Enemy of the
Khan,
State.
Can, 2 A's.
Oh, him. No.
Yeah. Did you know that Linus's role was meant for Mark Wahlberg,
I didn't.
but he turned it down for Planet of the Apes.
Oh, good
Oh.
choice.
No, bad choice.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, Matt Damon got the better end of the bargain.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So there's also some spots in this movie where I think I said that already. So another thing, when Danny goes to meet Linus, I never saw Linus actually steal from that guy on the train when it takes a bump.
no, I
No,
haven't
they
either.
even slow it down like a
I know.
tiny
I
bit.
just never noticed.
Interesting.
Okay.
Do you remember the scene where Rusty and Linus are spying on Tess in the first one,
Mm-hmm.
and Brad Pitt's character's eating the shrimp cocktails?
Mm-hmm.
They did so many takes. He ate like 40
Yeah.
shrimp.
Are you
Well,
serious?
I was watching the
Yeah.
I watched the special features, and that was just his thing. That was Rusty's character's thing, is he was always eating.
And that's you got to think about, as an actor, you're gonna get sick of that
Well, that and how much weight is he gonna put on?
a little bit. We're buzzing today.
Yeah,
I know, right? Well, I wonder if it's the snow.
equipment is mad at us.
It is. So the other interesting thing about the movies is Bruce Willis was meant to play Danny Ocean,
Really?
but due to scheduling conflicts couldn't do it. So that's why I got that. I guess it's interesting he got that role. The moment she doesn't talk to me at the restaurant, I knew that quote that Bruce Willis says when he found out that Julia Roberts wasn't really Julia Roberts. It's in reference to The Sixth Sense about the restaurant when when she doesn't talk to him.
Oh, when she ignores him, or she's
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Brett, I
Yeah.
want some questions.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay.
Yeah.
So Steven Soderbergh directed all three. And as I'm watching the special features, like the cast they love doing these movies because they just
They
joked
mesh
around-
well.
They joked around the whole time that they were shooting. Everybody, I mean, take this for what it will. They could have been lying, but they said they all just had so much fun making these movies, and I think that's pretty cool because there's a really good
It's kind of
cast.
like the Adam Sandler cast gets
Yeah.
together.
Well, Adam
Agreed.
Sandler has all of his friends work on every movie, so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so I did not do any questions for 2 because I even was playing it through my head. I'm like, I don't like this movie enough to give it any questions.
What don't you like about 2?
I don't know. I guess it's because they got to do a bunch of tiny jobs, and then they got to.
Is it the
there's
Catherine
big
Zeta-Jones
trickery.
character?
Yeah, I didn't really like that angle and how Rusty's so in debt because he can't keep his hotels afloat, so he's got to do jobs. I don't know. It's just.
Yeah.
I guess it's so
Well,
different.
now that you're
from-
picking it apart,
I guess it's so different from one that it just annoyed me.
Yeah.
now I'm thinking, oh man, how could Brad Pitt's character be so unsuccessful with his hotel?
Like when that scene where they're all saying how much they owe, and he's like, "I owe 25."
Yeah.
He's like, "Hotels, man."
Okay, I guess hotels are a bad thing to invest in, guys. Don't invest in hotels.
Well, just if you do, you need a lot of capital.
I do have one question actually, trivia.
Okay.
From what movie?
12 actually.
Okay, so that's 2. So how about we start with 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll just do whatever we have.
So, what are the names of the 3 casinos they will rob? In?
The Bellagio.
Bellagio?
The. Oh my gosh, is it the Grand?
No. Well, no, it's not the Grand.
Well,
no.
the MGM Grand.
Correct. And
It's like the 3, like the dude owns all 3 of them. The Bellagio,
Okay.
the MGM Grand, and I've even been to Vegas and I've been right next to these because the Flamingo's right there too.
I'm not remembering the third one.
Bellagio, MGM Grand.
well, in the series that they say them, you're missing the middle one.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
The Bellagio is the one I can always remember.
The Bellagio is the one I remember because I was right next to it.
And that's just the one that I can recall.
I don't remember what the third or the second one is. What is it?
The Mirage.
The Mirage.
I was gonna
Yes.
say.
Oh my gosh, it's even like the one that they stand in front of at the end of the movie. Yes.
I was
With the water show at the end.
And
Yes.
M like boom.
Yes, Mirage.
Boom.
Okay, there's 2 answers. I'll take 2 different answers for this question. Where does Danny meet Linus? So one answer is the city, and the other answer is the establishment. And I asked the establishment because it actually says it in print in the movie.
I'm trying to remember the scene.
Yeah, me too.
Where does Dan? Well,
So do you know the city at least?
no, I'm not remembering.
New York?
Chicago.
It's Chicago.
I knew it was a big city. I was gonna say New York, but yeah, I guess Chicago.
And he's on an L train I think it's an L train when he
Yeah,
sees him.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Where? Okay, so establishment was Emmett's Pub, and I asked that because he gives him he steals the wallet that he stole,
Right.
and he leaves his card in there with his name, and it says Emmett's Pub.
Oh, I guess it. Well, I didn't look at that, but yeah.
Okay. Why will the casinos have more money in the vaults than usual?
Oh shit! I even remember this conversation. Why are they gonna have it?
And you love Ocean's 11.
I do. I think it's a really well put together movie.
I think they're all pretty well written, I think. But 13 took a long time to start.
Oh my god, I'm gonna fuck it up.
Why do the vaults have more money?
That's like the one time during the year they have like the most money or something. Like
Because he's going through and explaining it during the week.
like this is why. Yes, this is why we're gonna rob
on the
it now.
weekend. It has this much money. On this night, like the night we're gonna rob it, it will have this much money.
It's something like that's when the night before they do like their transaction or something, or they move the money or
That's
something.
not even close.
I don't remember. It's I'm trying to remember. Like I
So
remember.
I don't remember 11
the
as
scene,
much as
and I can remember them talking, but I don't remember what it is.
On a fight night. Like
Yes,
the night
fight
we're
night.
gonna rob from it 2 weeks from now.
Yes.
160 million without breaking a sweat.
Yes, that's right. Because
Can you name either of the boxers that are in the fight?
oh hell no, because I wasn't paying attention.
One
to
of
boxers.
them was.
boxers were important.
Well, they were still kind of big in the 90s boxing, but Lennox Lewis,
Oh, okay.
who is a former heavyweight, I think.
A lot of people think that we would know a lot about boxing, like Alex and I. We
Nope.
don't.
I don't know anything about boxing.
Anything.
Well, I
about
mean, it
boxing.
certainly isn't the sport that it was, but it was still going strong in the 90s because of
Right.
people like Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson.
Holyfield and Tyson were the two that I know. about it.
Okay. Who were the 14 beat cover boys Rusty is teaching to play cards? They're real,
Oh,
they're
my
real
gosh.
names.
Oh,
Oh, hold on. Oh, they're sitting at the table. That's right. What's his? He's a singer.
he's a singer.
Yes, one of them is a singer.
No, there's no singer.
Like, isn't it John Mayer?
No,
No.
John Mayer.
He looks like John Mayer then.
Oh, is it Casey Affleck?
No, Casey Affleck is in the movie.
Yeah, I thought so.
No.
No, Casey Affleck is one of the crew.
Yeah.
He's Scott Cahn's brother.
Well, I'm trying to think of who she could mistake.
That 70s show.
Oh, he's up in the sequel.
Topher Grace.
There you go.
Like, I can't remember his name.
Freaking out in my head.
He's like, that's right, Topher.
Meteor motion, check emotion at the door. That's right, Topher.
I know Topher. Like what the guy I'm thinking of is he like calls him or something. He's
Shoot. I don't remember
just
Topher.
freaking
because
tell me
he's
who's
in
at
the
the
Alright,
table.
so-
I remember Topher.
Yeah.
I'll give you hints. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Seventh Heaven.
Yes,
Oldest Child.
that's the dude.
Yeah.
Do you know his name?
Yes.
Josh knows his name because he talks all the time. Or not all the
Why
time.
do you talk about
Not
him
all the time, but he'll point him out. Hey, that's this dude.
What? Barry.
No, not Barry.
Yes.
Is it Barry?
Yes.
I don't know, man.
Barry. I can't remember his last name. What's it?
Watson.
Watson. Okay.
Okay, that's not the dude.
Uh-huh.
All right, who's
Oh,
the other dude?
okay, that's not the dude.
All right. Mighty Ducks and Skulls. Dawson's Creek. I know you know that
Maybe
one.
Dawson's Creek. That's the one.
Yeah. Joshua Jackson.
There
Yes,
you go.
Joshua Jackson. So for some
Who
reason, I
Joshua?
said, who's the guy I just said? John Mayer. That's who I was like flipping those guys around.
Joshua Jackson does. John Mayer, I guess. Yeah,
That's who I was trying to. That's who I was.
And
like,
number
mixing up.
4.
Can you give
I
us
don't
a
remember.
hint? Like hint it, and then we'll. I'm trying to
Walk
remember.
to Remember.
It wasn't Mandy Moore. It was
No.
Shane West.
There you go.
Yeah. See, I got Topher Grace. I win.
Oh,
I thought Shane West was a singer.
I
Wasn't he?
don't think so.
No. Why am I thinking that?
And okay, I don't know who the girl was. They say her first name was Holly, but I don't know who that was. All right. What famous
Josh, or wait, I thought you were done. Never mind.
What famous cartoon character does Badger refer to in explaining a problem?
What are you looking at me for? I'm looking up Shane West.
Well, this question's for you too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm
What
sorry.
famous cartoon character does Basher refer to when explaining a problem?
Which one's Basher?
Don Cheadle.
John
Cheadle?
Cheadle. He's. Wait. he enunciates it. He's like, we got a Barney Rubble.
There you go.
That we got. Oh, it took me a minute. I got it.
So
Woo!
unless we plan to do this job in Reno,
I'm really excited
we're
about
in
that.
Barney.
Barney Rubble.
Barney Rubble.
Trouble. I got it. Yay! I win. I just won
Are
the whole
you
thing.
really that
I am.
happy about
I
that?
am that well, sometimes when my brain's not working and then it flips on.
Okay.
It's a good moment.
What advice does Terry give to Rusty when Rusty is telling him what to do during the robbery?
I don't know.
See, I don't remember the robbery very well.
Well, they're on the phone. It's not like during the robbery. Rusty calls him and said, "I'm the man that's robbing you," and they go through this whole thing, and he's like,
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
So I mean that's it basically. So he's like, "I have some advice for you now."
Run.
That's half of it.
Yeah. I know he says run.
He's like, "Run and hide."
Run and hide. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that was it for one. Then
What? I have a question for 12. Ocean's 12. What script was Julia Roberts working on in Ocean's 12?
Oh, geez. Of course she pulled that because I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah said that she was moving your
Thing in Los Angeles.
thing in Los Angeles. I don't know. I don't remember.
was it a movie script?
Mhm.
I have no idea.
Was it,
It's a little. I'm glad I saved this.
I know.
so.
Hold on. Was it the one with the guy with the gray hair?
They didn't say who was in it. They just
Yeah, I
said the
know.
name of the movie.
I know what movie. Like, I'm trying to remember the name of the movie. They're in the movie together, and it's got a famous scene in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Are you talking about Pretty Women?
Yeah.
No.
No?
What script? It's an actual. They say this is this movie script she's working on. This is a movie title.
Yeah, I don't remember them.
Clowns Can't Sleep.
Oh,
I don't
I didn't
remember
know
that.
that was a movie.
It's not. It's a fake movie
Oh,
that
Oh,
she's
I thought they
working
were.
on.
No, I thought they were working.
And the thing about Clowns Can't Sleep is
Here we
that
go.
oh god, Clowns Can't Sleep was the working title for Ocean's 12.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh.
Mhm.
Did you have another one?
No, that was just I just have one because.
So
I
Alex,
saved
you're not
that.
gonna know any of these.
I'm not gonna know probably anything about 3.
13 is a tough one for me as well, but I'll try.
So I guess what I like about 13 is that, again, they're not robbing anything. They're basically fixing all the casino games so that the owner loses money.
Yes,
What
which is
what I found out is that
Hoffman.
the interior shots, that was a built set,
Okay.
Oh.
but in 11 they actually filmed at the casinos.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
So I thought that was cool.
They didn't film at the casino for 13 then, huh?
No, because it's a made up casino,
Hmm.
and they couldn't shut down the
A casino for it, yeah.
I mean, the producer Jerry Wintraub, who actually plays a part in 13, he, because of his connections in Vegas, that was the only way they could film on the floor in Vegas, because of his connections with executives and stuff. So that was pretty cool. What brand is the phone that Willie Bank is trying to get, and what does it retail for?
Samsung,
Correct.
but I don't remember what it retailed for.
It's. Do you know why it retails for so much?
It's gold.
Correct. 10,000.
Okay.
Oh, was that the? Had anything to do with the chip?
What?
That's how much I paid attention to this. He hands him a $10,000
Did you understand what? No, that's just because he's like, I changed the name of. They were partners.
Yeah, I know. He said, I know. He's like, oh, why'd you change the name? He's like, I like.
Oh,
this.
you're talking about the 10,000
That's
chip?
it.
No.
Yes, you
That's not
said-
electronics.
It has
That's
nothing to
That's
do
a
with
poker
that.
chip, Alex.
They printed them up because
How much was it for, though?
$10,000.
Oh.
That's why I said.
she just heard 10,000.
I just heard and I
Whoops.
connected it.
Whoops.
All right. What two famous X Games stars does Willie Bank threaten to replace Fender Rhodes with?
I don't
He
remember.
goes, "Oh, yawn. I can make one phone call. I'll have blank here doing tricks." Basically, is the line of dialogue.
I don't remember the.
One
line.
is a motocross guy, and one is a skateboarder / snowboarder.
Tony
Maybe
Hawk.
Shaun White.
Sean White's correct.
I don't remember the other one.
Travis Pastrana.
Ah, remember that.
Yep.
Travis Pastrana.
Now, I love that scene because I think Don Cheadle is hilarious in that scene.
Did you know Don Cheadle? He was not credited for one, like proper credited. Like he wanted to be top billed, like Brad Pitt and all
Them
them.
getting on the
He
same
did
line as
he did for
Clooney
12 and 13.
Okay, but I don't know.
Like,
I
he
guess
wasn't on the
I
poster.
can't gauge like when did he really hit it big.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
Or
know.
maybe this movie helped him get a top billing. But
Probably.
anyway, but what I love about the scene is he's like, "Pay me my money," and then he's like, he's trying to distract him from the computer screen because Virgil is changing the looks and names, and he's like, "This is a Fender Rhodes moment." He's like, "I'm a goddamn American." Like,
Don Cheadle.
oh, it was great.
Where was he born? Kansas City, Missouri. Wow. What a
Wow.
Midwest guy. And he had to pull off a European accent.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know if he did very
Australian
well
or
with
something.
it. Was he Australian?
It's like it sounds Australian.
No.
No, it's British.
British accent. Yeah, he I don't know if he pulled it off very well though.
I think it was overdone.
I think it was a little too good. Like,
That's what
you
I
know?
mean. Like it was
Like 2 voice actors.
like yes, like you could tell he was faking it.
What brand of diamonds are the 5 Diamonds Award necklace?
Oh jeez, I actually even paid attention to that scene.
Yeah, because he's pointing it out to his freaking maid.
To his maid, he's like,
Why is he pointing it out to his maid?
Well, I don't
Keep
know,
'em
but
clean? I
I
don't
don't
know.
think it's said there.
Oh, well,
He's
that's
pointing them out.
It's said when they're talking about because Benedict wants them to rob the necklaces, and Danny's like, "Well, they're this. They're actually worth about $250 million each." And they're like, "Well, why isn't that on our list to rob?" And he's like, "Because it can't be done because of the security." But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so but when Danny is explaining what they are, he talks about the brand of them,
Nope, don't know.
I don't.
Tiffany's.
Tiffany's.
I could have just guessed.
Garage sale, 60 down from 10. I gotta
How-
put the dog in her thing.
Because she's being annoying.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
How long does the Greco shut down for when it is in lockdown? Do you know, Alex?
No, an hour? No, probably not.
So
10 minutes.
So the reason I ask this is because when they're told how long the lockdown goes for, they have to decide if that's enough time for them to basically deploy all these tricks to make people win. Like everybody in the casino wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's the scene where you see everybody winning and all the 6-figure numbers
Yes,
above their
and
heads.
then they're freaking out.
So do you remember how long it takes
I don't
for it to reboot?
No.
About 3 minutes and 20
Oh
seconds.
my god, and I was
think
totally
it
just
said.
gonna say 3 minutes. I was like, no, it's probably wrong.
How much do they pay Roman to consult on their plan?
100,000?
Correct.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Look at you go.
And then it's funny because when he finds out they got the Greco, he's like, "Well, I'll just give you the 100,000 back because we're screwed."
Yeah.
Last question.
Okay.
According to Sponder, how much is the bank hotel overbooked?
She said we're fully booked.
She said we're overbooked. By how much?
She did say that?
Uh-huh.
Because I remember the phone call. Because remember he says like...
It wasn't during the phone call. It was.
Oh, I was remembering the phone
I
call.
remember the phone call where he's like, I have to change rooms because it smells in here.
Right.
And she's like, I'm
that
sorry,
wasn't
sir.
Sponder. That
Oh.
was the concierge. Sponder is the blonde Willie
Yeah.
Banks right hand.
Okay, never mind. Then I
It's
don't
when
know.
she goes to see Linus in Mr. Wang's villa,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, I need this room.
Mm-hmm.
40%.
40% overbooked.
Overbooked?
Wow.
Damn.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
What do you do about that? Turn people away?
Yeah.
God dang. I gotta say, this is probably one of the most. There's a lot to all 3 of these movies. There's a lot going
There's
on.
like it takes a lot of
It's you got to pay attention.
Yes,
Yeah.
You'll miss, and I think they even said that a lot of it on screen is purposeful misdirection so that you are surprised
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, like when they're talking like in code, when Matt Damon wants to be all more important.
when he's like sitting down
Yeah,
and they're trying to like
Later on, he realizes it was all fake.
yeah.
He's really trying to make up
Yep.
Wow.
a code just to try to fit in. It's great. What do you want to do next as far
I
as
gotta
trilogies
look.
go?
I'm not sure.
I mean, we got
I think we should take suggestions from
take
fans.
suggestions as always. Yes, people
Take
are
suggestions the whole week for what and maybe we just hold off on watching it for a whole week, and we do like a 2-week, and just pick by next show, like make it a deadline, like have it by next show.
Didn't we have a thing about what's a great trilogy?
Well, hold on. The whole point of trilogy trivia is because I need to be able to write them
From
Yeah, so yeah, you'll have
from memory.
Yes.
Not
I'm not
from
saying-
watching it
yeah.
and then writing it. So if they pick a trilogy I haven't seen,
That's
Mhm.
why we're gonna vote on
Oh, they're gonna give a list.
it. Yeah.
okay.
I think that's what we should do. I
let's
think
do
that
it
we
on
should
Monday.
take a suggestion from the fans and say, what trilogy do you think that we should do next for our trilogy trivia?
And what if all that's chosen is stuff that I haven't seen?
Whoops.
Then, whoops, maybe we just watch all 3.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
we
sure.
don't have to do
I'm
trilogy.
sure one of them can be suggested as Jurassic Park because I would love to rewatch those eventually.
Dude, we can do the trivia right now.
For Jurassic Park,
For Jurassic
all
Park.
3. Yeah, maybe. So
Yeah, but I think for at least the first one and that one, I got to make it hard.
yeah, I mean, yeah, one, maybe all 3 actually, because
Hmm. 3, maybe 3.
there's
I don't.
not a lot to really.
I know 3, but I don't know it quite as well.
Right. I think I hear snowplows.
Yay!
That might be beneficial
That
for
might
you,
be
Brett.
that might be good.
So yeah.
We went really
The
long
first
with
3
that.
Bourne
No, we did.
movies, that was the first suggestion.
Hmm.
I'm actually fine with that. I've seen those. I like them.
We haven't seen the third one.
Matt
I
Damon.
haven't
You
seen
haven't seen Ultimatum?
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have.
I haven't.
Back when we were dating, like those movies you and I watched.
The first 2. I don't remember the third one at all.
Oh, well, hey, maybe we watch Bourne.
Yeah. I mean, that's an idea.
That's a good suggestion.
Have you seen all 3?
I've seen them all. I didn't like Legacy. I don't think anybody did. Legacy is number 4, where Damon's not even in it.
Yeah, and then they
We
had,
won't count that
Jeremy
one.
Renner.
and then they had the Bourne Identity, right?
No,
Or no,
it's just
Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne. Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it was. Yeah. Did you see the? I know you probably don't care,
You probably don't care.
but the Zack Snyder edition of Justice League trailer came out.
I haven't watched it.
Josh and I did.
Mainly because we've seen the Justice.
So
League.
I wasn't like super into it at
no,
all.
you hated it.
I
You tore
hated
it
it.
apart.
I hated it, but you know why I'm excited about it now?
Probably because of Leto.
Yeah.
That's cue that I don't care right there.
He looks awesome.
So they're having the same actor playing the same part, and it looks completely different.
He's not really. Is he in Justice League? I don't
No.
remember the Joker.
He's still
in.
playing. Oh, he's not in Justice League.
No.
No.
What was? So it was just Suicide
He was in
Squad. that
Suicide
he-
Squad.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
he got upset that they wanted to do like he wanted an actual full Joker
It's
movie.
probably just to get him to quit whining.
He was in another. There's a photo of him for another scene. What was it?
Probably a scene that was not in Suicide Squad because
Hmm.
they had like 30 to 45 extra minutes of the
Mhm.
uncut
Cut.
version from the theatrical,
Mhm.
and that was better. I think they would have gotten way
You talking
more.
about the director's cut?
The director's
Absolutely.
cut of Suicide Squad was
Mhm.
way better,
Mhm.
way better than the original, or way
agree.
better than the movie.
Oh,
Or,
I absolutely.
what am I trying to say? The
The
theatrical version.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to hit on before we get out of here? Because we're at time here. Actually, we had
Yeah.
quite a. Some of the stuff that we have written down on the board we'll save for next week. I think we can talk about this later on. But man, the snow hitting the east and Midwest, Texas is a lot of it's out of power. I mean,
Yeah.
crazy. Is your parking lot plowed?
My
Your parking
Um,
lot?
my apartment complex.
Yeah.
It's narrow because there's huge mounds of snow up, but yeah, I'm plowed out.
All within like a day, this city just got dumped on, and it's just getting crazier.
It could be worse.
I mean, it could be. It's not very cold.
Or
No, it's
some
not
of our
super cold.
some some of
It's not
Josh's
negatives, but
Right.
some
no.
of Josh's family lives in Lincoln, Nebraska,
Yeah.
and they posted their 7:30 in the morning what the temperature was. The temperature outside was -27, and a feel like temp was -44.
That's-
It was 10 degrees this morning.
that's dangerous.
That is, if you go outside, your nose will fall off
Yeah.
if you take one breath.
I don't know if a vehicle would start at that point.
I don't think that's okay. So when we lived in South Dakota for that winter,
Yeah.
we had blizzard and
Uh-huh.
it was bad
Right.
and it was super cold.
Yeah.
But I think the lowest it got was like -20 something. And
Feels like.
No.
Oh.
Feels like I think it was like -30 or
Feels like is just made up by the weatherman. As is wind chill.
Right. Well, wind chill. I mean, I
That's worse though, because especially out in like Kansas and excuse me by the way, Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri,
Bless
like that
you.
that whole Midwest area, there's no trees and shit. That you count on the what it feels like because that wind blows and it
But it
goes
doesn't
from,
mean anything. Like, who cares what it feels like?
it's saying like if you go outside and it blows, it means it can feel like that and it
Worse.
can like shock
the
you.
blowing wind can make it feel worse.
Yeah.
But you know that it's cold, so why do you care what it feels like? You know that it's cold.
Okay. Let me rephrase this. In the summer, if it says it's 70 degrees out, but it feels like it's 80 because you're in the sun, don't you want to know that?
I don't know. I guess I know that it's July and
actually
you
really
go
good
outside and it's really
comparison.
hot.
Okay.
Okay, well if it says it's 80 but it feels like 100, there's a difference.
Like the humidity, like the
the
humidity,
humidity
index?
factor. So with the wind factor, it actually feels colder than it really
But
is.
I guess if it's 80 degrees and I know that it's high humidity, the fact that it feels like 100 is not going to be like, oh, well, that's a deal breaker. Because I know that it's hot out.
But if the humidity is hardly there and it feels like 80 and you can handle it,
Once
then
it
it's
gets
different.
to 80, 85, it's hot. It is.
Oh, in your book. Okay, so let's say 70, and then the
you're
humidity-
really stretching it.
I was just giving you a temperature level. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm just saying, like, what if it's a temperature that can make it uncomfortable, but is actually uncomfortable, but it says that it's going to feel like it's worse than it actually is. That's what they're doing, and I get that. Like, with the cold, it's actually colder than it actually is.
It's gonna be -2 tonight.
F that.
Yes, but starting Sunday, we're above freezing.
Yay!
I know, yay! We're gonna be at
Like 5
34
consecutive
degrees!
days.
Yay!
Yeah, but we're close to 40 by midweek.
Yeah, that's
That's going to feel like summer after the last 2 weeks.
Really, yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be 40 degrees warm.
That's like no
That'd be
coat
t-shirt
weather.
weather.
We're
No,
gonna
when
love
we
it.
when we were living in Chicago that first year, we had brought a blizzard with us that year. Everyone
We did.
blames us because we had
We had bad.
when we moved to South Dakota, they had not had a blizzard in like a couple years. We moved, they had a horrible blizzard, and then we moved to Chicago. They had not
Blizzard.
had like a blizzard in a long time, and then they had like a 3-foot overnight snow blizzard.
Nuts.
Yeah. And I just remember Josh and I, like, they had a blizzard, but a couple days later it was like 35 degrees outside. And Josh and I were so used to South Dakota being -20 something degrees outside as the actual temperature that 30 some degrees, everyone was all bundled up in Chicago. We're like, man, it's warm out here. Like, it's because it's 50 degrees warmer than it was when we were used to it.
We do have a comment on YouTube from Brigham Bush saying wind chill can cause frostbite. So at that point,
Yeah, your
knowing-
nose will fall off, like I said.
Right. All right. Well, it's time we got on out of here. Alex, you want to plug your Twitch?
Yes. Sorry, I was looking down. So Twitch is twitch.tv/cute_kitty, KUTE_KITTI. I stream on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now I'm playing some. Right now I was playing some Call of Duty. Josh is talking about possibly going back to some Borderlands, and then we want to get in and play some Gears. We're talking about planning a Gears night maybe this weekend.
If you got time.
I'll be off one of the 2
One
weekend
of those
days.
nights. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we'll look at playing some Gears.
Yep.
Yeah, then I've also got a YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/cutekitty. Go ahead and check that out because I've also got a brand new YouTube video out as well. That's I think one
yesterday.
of the yesterday. So and I think it's one of the top tier ones that you've made, by the way.
Pretty
I think it's really good. I mean, it made me laugh at myself.
Right.
You do a good job at making fun of me. So,
You make fun of yourself or me.
whatever.
Or, for me, it is twitch.tv/Mr. L. That's MASTERL. You can catch me streaming. I don't really have a schedule right now, actually, to be honest. Since I'm off work, I will actually be in between times doing some streaming. I'll be streaming tomorrow afternoon. I'll be streaming Thursday morning and possibly evening to keep my evening schedule a little bit. And then I'll be streaming Friday morning for sure. And then Saturday morning. That's pretty much my schedule so far. So just keep an eye out for anything on my Discord, or you can find it on our my Twitter.
Aren't you gonna go ahead and advertise yourself?
And I'm also a graphic designer. If you're looking for graphic design, I have packages for things if people are looking for those kinds of things. Yeah, as far as our podcast goes, if you want to make sure you're hitting that like button for our YouTube channel, we would very much appreciate it. If you hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel, if you're not subscribed to the podcast, we would love that. We're trying to get a URL for YouTube, so make sure you do so. And hit that bell to be notified when we're live. If you want to follow us on any of our social media, we are on Facebook, which is facebook.com/PTOUnlimited. Instagram is PTOUnlimited_podcast. And we're on Twitter, which is @PTOUnlimited. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it is @Lemke619.
Brett_wings.
Kate_Kitty.
On a final note, I actually watched a few documentaries this week. And
Oh, we did too.
You know how the memes are of, I can watch serial killer documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't exactly serial killer, but do you remember in the news about Casey Anthony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched this thing that this channel did, and where it was all the people, it wasn't her, but people around her familiar with how that went down, just kind of broke it all out, and it's really quite disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically she was acquitted of the murder of her
Child,
her 3-year-old daughter,
Yeah.
but she didn't even report her missing for a month.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I guess what I gathered from it is
Crazy.
most likely it was an accident and her father tried to cover it up, basically.
Sad.
But then I found one that was a big story, and I never heard of it before, but it was Jodi Arias. Have you ever heard of her?
No.
She
Wait. I might have heard of her. Just go on about the story.
she basically, or not basically, she was convicted for killing her boyfriend, but
Oh no.
the situation around that was incredibly weird and just
Mm-hmm.
disturbing. But what caught me and really made me watch this is because I started watching this at the beginning. One of the friends of her boyfriend, who was kind of a central, he had the most insights because he knew the boyfriend really well, but he's like, he was telling the detective when he got the call, he's like, I don't care who your suspects are or what they have told you, Jodi Arias did this. And bam, she was convicted.
We watched two. We watched the Britney Spears documentary.
Oh yeah.
Is that about Timberlake? So
No.
what?
Well, yes.
it's-
Well, Timberlake's in it. Yes.
What's
Timberlake's
going?
in it.
Because I heard he apologized. What's
Oh,
going
good.
on
He
there?
did. Okay. He basically
did.
was in
and
that.
people are the internet's being the internet. about
Really?
it. Yes.
Okay.
It's really about the behind the scenes stuff that when you and I were growing up, like we just saw her as this idol and fun thing,
pop
and
star.
it was a pop star. So she came from Kansas or Missouri, like
Yeah.
some really small
Or
town. Like
Arkansas, goddamn.
she's coming from a really small town
Alabama.
from nowhere, basically,
Okay.
and she's been in the singing scene since she was like 3.
Right.
Yeah.
And somebody basically found her. Her parents did whatever they could to get, like they knew, hey, this girl's up for something. Like we got to get her into things.
Missouri,
And
yeah.
they just did a storyline of her, but then behind the scenes, what it's like being Britney Spears. To remember when, well, I mean, everybody remembers back in 2007 when she shaved her head off and quote unquote went crazy.
Yep.
Well, this brings up her perspective, and you kind of realize, oh, like we did that to her. Like it's kind of this is what's going on with the hashtag Free Britney things. I had no idea what it was, and basically she's lost all rights to handle her life
To her dad.
and like to her dad,
Mhm.
and you have to watch it to kind of get on the bandwagon of what's going on, but it is very important.
Where does Timberlake fit in?
He dumped her.
It has something about them like
Their
getting
relationship?
together, and then him being like toxic to her
and saying the bad things about her when they broke up
and causing more
causing
stress
more
on her and things like that. So I mean,
Mental
you're just gonna
health
have to watch
was
it.
a big prominent thing.
But yeah, but I know like now in 2021, like mental health has become more of a, like everybody knows it's more mainstream. You know more about it, and she's basically the poster child for mental health.
I mean,
and how she just kind of went down the drain, and then where she's at now.
Netflix has another documentary series called Crime Scene: The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel,
Yes, which we
also
watched.
deals with mental health. Yeah.
But yeah, and that one was really interesting to watch too.
Yeah, it's a 4-part
That was
series,
a 4-part series that we
Mhm.
watched, and that was a really good one as well.
Mhm.
We just finished that one yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, that's all right. That's our podcast, guys. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. We see you guys on chat. We appreciate all of your messages. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for joining us today. Hopefully, we'll be on time and on schedule next Monday.
Hopefully we don't have another snowstorm.
Yeah, it just came up and hit us real quick. So yeah, we're gonna get out of here, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Catch you later. Bye, guys.
Bye.